ゲームの時間だ。
Yes, Will Smurf here with another video presentation of mine. This is part 3 of the series why unbalanced team games suck. Basically, what we're going to see here is another unbalanced team game made of my team consists of me, Master Beta, and UN. And the problem lies here. I could say I am considered a group player. Master Beta is another good player, and then we have UN, who is basically still a newbie. He's still in the learning phase, and our enemy team consists of and Erzurum. Basically, you have 2 pro players on the other team and 1 good player, which is Erzurum. Basically, to make it short, the teams are unbalanced. And these gentlemen gave me basically we are the underdog team, and deep down I know it will be very hard and it is very unlikely for us to win with these teams, because it's just that the other team has the better teams. Now we have a newbie on our side, and it will be very hard to carry him. And in a previous game where I had the same players, and even worse, I had Wacko on my team. They let me play with Wacko and UN in the same team, even worse, and gave me they set up easy games for them, which made me a little bit, let's say not pissed, but let's say I wasn't not in a very good mood. And this is why I picked Löbes clan, my main clan, the clan I can play the best. And basically in this game there is a little bit bad blood going on. I was pissed at a little bit of the actions going on of certain players. And as you can see, I spawned in a bad spot, and now I have to hold my ground here. I am facing a Dusk, basically, with Serpent. And I'm getting attacked 3 versus 1, and I realize, since I am in a bad spot, I have to tower, which I did. And yeah, now there's a little bit of mockings going on between me and Dusk. Usually I consider Dusk a friend, but as you can see, there was bad blood going on. And I am now trying to hold my ground here. And given Dusk is a very good player, best player indeed, let's see if I can hold my ground against him. Yeah. I started with leaves in order to have a unit that can I put on tower, and also they are very good even if they get engaged in melee combat. And now I see Dusk is trying to burn my tower, but given my tower is near my base, I can easily protect my tower. And here he comes again. Now I see an ally of mine trying to build another tower on my base, which is a very bad move. It is UN I guess UN trying to build a tower. It is UN trying to build a tower on my base, despite the fact that I already towered my base, and despite the fact that I don't need the tower. It would be better spent if he would spend the rice on things like horses or units or whirl or whatever, but basically UN made a bad move to make it as short as possible. He made a tower, he's trying to build a tower, and despite the fact I already have a tower, and despite the fact even the tower position is very bad in my opinion, so it is not needed. And now I have unclean ones out, so I can hit his tower, and I also made sure I got the Death Sentry battle here, so I can hit his units or peasants with a nice area of effect damage. Basically, Dusk and me, we are having a 1 versus 1 fight here. He got some help, but from other from his other allies, but that's not much. It is basically 1v1 he with Dusk here, and what Dusk is trying to do here is basically he's to try to delay me here. He realized that Lotus has the advantage in early game, and it is unlikely for him to basically win me here, given I am Lotus. It's not impossible, but he's trying to burn my base, try to delay me here. And yeah, Yuan made the tower, sadly, and does for some reason also put the musketeer on the tower, despite that most Lotus units resist explosive, especially the first tier units, and unclean ones anyway. Now I got the crypt out, and I see Das has made many raiders, and he's trying to, like I said, trying to burn my base, and I have no acolyte at this moment, so I will have a little bit of problem at taking them down, but I can still engage the raiders with my peasants, which I'm going to do now. Beta is saying help me here, but in my opinion I would still win here. The raiders would hurt a little bit by making burning, but I could take them down still. Now I have an acolyte out, I can take them down effectively, because not only do acolytes deal cutting damage, which is the weakness of raiders, they also resist explosive, which is the damage type of raiders. Basically, he can't get near me anymore since I have an acolyte out. Even one should be enough for 3 or 4. And basically, he has now, is now coming with cannoneers. I don't understand why he comes so close at me, because his cannoneers are he lost 1 cannoneer. I think he didn't control it, and now that I also managed to save my crypt, which is very important, because the crypt is like the first after Lotus got crypt out. It is like the first power strike, Lotus has got. Lotus gets, and now I would say a little bit advantage over Dusk, because he couldn't delay me here. He couldn't burn my buildings. Now he comes again with his raiders, and I saved my unclean one. I microed him, and now I see Dusk coming, but it is too late for him. I built the crypt, and the raiders that he sends will give me basically unlimited stamina, and I need stamina. Lotus is a clan that works mostly with stamina. The more I engage my combat with my brothers, the more stamina I will get. And he can't. At this point, I have the advantage. I would say he comes again with his raiders, but he can't effectively. I have an acolyte. And acolytes are very good at hurting raiders, like I said. Basically, I am focused here. He tries to come again and again, and usually 1 acolyte would be enough for them. Even if he comes again and again, he's going to lose the raiders there. If he comes again and again, and now I have an advantage, and I have a brother out. I should advance, but I don't have the step added yet, which I need. And from here and there, I try to look what my allies are doing. Like I said, it will be very hard to win this game, and deep down I actually know we can't win here, because the teams are basically too unbalanced. It would be better balanced if Dusk and this would have teamed with UN, which they did in the last game. But the last game basically dropped. It was a synchronization error. The game dropped, and there was no clear victory for any of the teams. Of course, they claimed they had an advantage, although Master Beta had keep. I would say we had an advantage, but it is what it is. Sadly, they didn't stay with the same team. They let us team with UN again. Yeah, now let's see what is going to happen. Yeah, like I said, I see my allies are having problems against Lotus. UN only has World at the moment, if I can see it right. Now I have Step out. I can actually advance. All his range units will deal no damage to me, as long as I am protected by Dark Canopy. And now I see Das is basically tried to mug me. He failed his mug. I drained his swordsman, and he will lose that spearman. I was faster than him. What he tried to do is he tried to feint in a mug and would most likely go back and then attack me. He wanted to bait my drain, but I did it faster than him because I went to him a little bit. Yeah, I need more staff adepts with Dark Canopy to get closer. I see, sadly, from the minimap, I already see my allies losing, because I see Ditz is very deep in Master Beta's camp, which basically means they are on the verge of losing, even if I don't see it 100%. I am basically, from what I can see, I have Dusk by his board here. It's not over for him, but I have the advantage. I can attack his tower at will. He can't stop me here because he failed his mug, and I can attack, and I get even more and more stuff out with Dark Canopy. And he tries to come again with mug, and I drained him again successfully. He failed his mug a second time. What I basically did is before he charges at me with his swordsman with mug, I try to go a little bit near him, and so I will drain most likely correctly. Because what he tries to do is he wants to feint a mug. He wants to charge at me and then go back a little bit and then charge at me again to mug. And I am keeping the Dark Canopy up, and my units aren't hurt. I tried to again burn me here, but he failed basically. Basically, me and Das having a 1v1 fight here, and I would say fairly I am doing well here. Sadly, I see that my allies lost. Master Beta's camp base is lost. As you can see, he built a hut near me, which basically means he lost the encounter there. Yeah, that's saying I can have the tower. I don't know. Yeah, basically a little bit mocking here. Maybe tries to save face, but the good thing is, even if my allies lost there, and even if we may lose the game, at least I win the counter against him, against the player that good. It makes you feel good, at least.
I obey. I serve. I am yours. My breath is yours.
Let's see how the game is going to end. Yeah, as you can see, Erzeron and Blitz are already in my base, so basically the game is over, because although I lost the encounter, although I won the encounter against Dusk here, which was basically 1v1 fight, my allies lost basically their 2 bases, and it means the game is over. So even if this is a team game, so even if you win the encounter against the opponent, if your other if your other allies lose the encounter, it is over. And I won the encounter with Das here. I did very well here against him. I drained all his mug. I counted all his raiders. I saw to his strategy. His strategy was good. He tried to pin me down, to nail me here. He tried to nail me down here so I can't advance. Yeah, but his base got destroyed in the end, which this makes me feel good, because these three gentlemen, Das, Ditz, and Erzeron, basically let me team up with the weaker opponent, which is not a problem. If I am basically a matchmaker, if I am the host, I always try to at least balance as good as possible. I remember when in 5.83, I always tried, when I teamed with this, I always tried to team with the, let's say, with the newest or weakest player in order to balance it out. I always called it an ass carry mission. Yeah, but not everybody is like that, I guess. Like I said, it would be more fair if they had team with Yuan. Now Ditz is charging with his disease one. I drained him first before he could come in. Again, Das is coming. I with his Mug, I mugged him correctly. And also I also drained his Mug. And Ditz disease one before he could me. Basically, I know that the game is over at this point. I give up because the game is over. My UN and Beta lost the encounter, and I'm not angry at them because UN, I guess, is too new, and he got overwhelmed too easily, and he also made a bad move by towering on my position. Yeah, the game is over. This is another game where you realize that, why sometimes unbalanced team games are not fun. Yeah, this is how it is. I think it would be better if they would have allied with UN instead, and if we would have allied with teamed with Azon instead. But it is what it is. Not everyone cares about balancement